you have a look at Dave Rubin?
Oh, please.
This
Dave
is
Rubin clips.
Dave Rubin Clips. I haven't even subscribed, and I'm giving them a shout out. Dave Rubin Clips puts together bits of Dave Rubin, and some of them are amazing. They put out one a couple of days ago with Dave Rubin comparing the left to Thanos.
Wait, these are the people who are going for herd immunity, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Did you hear about that asshole in Wisconsin?
Yeah, didn't he like tamper with some vaccines and they had to throw them out or something?
Yeah, he ruined, I think it was like hundreds, like 500 or something, vials of vaccination. Yeah, and at one of the hospitals, the staff unknowingly gave 57 people bum vaccination shots
Fuck.
before it was found out. Yeah, that's from my perspective, that is a terrorist act. That is a political act, and it is putting people's lives in danger.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. Anyway, talking of terrorists, no, for legal reasons, that's not true. Dave Rubin, yeah, he's an idiot.
I'm guessing you're a Marvel movie guy. Thanos, in effect, so Thanos was a social justice warrior in effect.
Nice. I approve.
And you know who thought like that? Thanos. You guys remember Thanos? What did Thanos?
Oh my God!
What did Thanos want to do?
Pause. Sorry. Turning Point had him appear, and he did a comedy routine.
Apparently, he still Well, I mean, was he ever really a comic? I'm not sure, but I think he still thinks of himself that way.
Well, of course he does, because he's delusional.
Yeah, even though I mean, I've seen children die of bone cancer that was funnier than Dave fucking Rubin.
Look, I mean, this is talk about basically a puff audience. I mean, this is God. It's like he's got a captive audience there because he's got that dumb show he does, and he's gonna use his crappy stand-up act on them. Oh, he's so cringe. That is so cringe. I have to say, now that there's no dancing, it feels like there's too much quiet, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like, you know, when a car alarm's going off,
Yes.
and you sort of, it becomes sort of part of the background noise, and then when it stops, you can't work out what's changed.
Yeah,
It's
like
like
something
that.
missing.
Yeah. You're like, hang on,
My ears aren't ringing.
why is it quiet now? What? And then you
Or maybe my ears
then you
still are
catch
ringing.
yourself in the mirror, and you look like you're a dog looking around to see who farted. Which, you know, it's usually the dog.
And if there is a dog around and there's a fart smell, it could be the culprit.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if they're being suspiciously quiet. Anyway.
All right. So, yes, Dave Rubin doing his awful not stand-up stand-up.
Yeah, and as someone points out, Tim Fool, or even Tim Pool, tried this on Sam Cedar when they debated. He was like, oh, the left's like Thanos, blah, blah, blah. And Sam Cedar just went, I don't care.
I didn't see that. I'm going to have to watch that.
Oh,
Their highlight clips?
It's got to be on there. It's so good.
Please.
Tim.
Because Sam
Pool.
Cedar is actually pretty smart, and I like to watch smart people interact with people who don't think before they start speaking.
Yeah. Is this it? Oh, that's the whole thing. We don't want that.
Nope. Someone will have to go and clip it.
Oh, that's so annoying. Hang on.
All right. Well, I believe it exists, but
No, I'm fucking finding it now. It's
I don't want to have to search through the timestamps on the transcripts in order to identify it, though.
I don't care. It's happening, Kristi. Just
go along for the ride.
yeah. Here we go. Right. Okay.
But I'll tell you
right,
something
okay.
you're not going to want to hear, and I admit it's I'll call it dickish. Utilitarianism is typically the villain in most movies.
I don't care.
Yeah, so for instance, like Thanos was the utilitarian, and Captain America was deontological.
I didn't.
So Thanos willing to reduce the suffering by killing, hundreds of trillions, versus thousands of trillions, which would be living better off. So, but I'll tell you something.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
What does movies has nothing to do with real world politics.
No. Oh, it's a
So,
that's that final bookmark ruined. Anyway.
The question is, like, did you think that was going to be an own? Is that why you asked that
genuinely,
question?
yeah. He thought he was so fucking clever. And
In fiction, a thing happens. Okay, that has nothing to do with the real world. You admit it's fiction.
yeah. Come on, there we go. Right, okay. So that's fuck off, Tim Pool, you prick. Anyway, So that's Dave Rubin.
Marvel world, right? In the Avengers movie, Thanos saw a universe with finite resources. And what did he say? He said, I'll do the thing that nobody will do. I will wipe out half of the life in the universe in the name of creating peace. And that actually is how the left behaves.
They will tell you, we're going to eliminate racism, we'll eliminate sexism, we'll eliminate homophobia, and blah, blah, blah. Now, to do that, as I said before, you're going to have to kill a lot of people. They're basically Thanos from the Marvel movies, from Avengers. You know who else?
Yeah, just mad.
What? It's about teaching basic humanism and equal rights, which religions claim they hold.
No, Kristi,
but
you're going to have to kill all people.
I don't want to see even how do you get to, I don't see how those things connect. It's like, collect underwear, something, 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 collect profits.
If I were the remaining Koch brother, lol, I would demand my money back from Dave Rubin. He is not a good advocate for your position.
Was he an advocate? I just thought words fell out of his mouth. I mean, there's no arguments.
Oh, well, he's being paid. There's all kinds of dark money slushing into his nonsense. No one takes him seriously. It's just astroturfed, isn't it?
But what they buy to come out of his mouth just isn't good.
Exactly.
It's an inferior product.
Yeah, that I'd ask for my money back. If you bought this kind of defective product in any other place, you'd take it back and at least expect store credit. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Anyway.
Definitely.
Also promised the perfect system? That guy Thanos. Remember Thanos, who was fighting the Avengers?
You know, Thanos basically
oh my
was
God,
Bernie.
he thinks this is a good point.
Thanos was Bernie. He just said Thanos is Bernie.
Thanos, who was fighting the Avengers?
You know, Thanos
Wait, sorry. Pause. Look, I'm not a fan of Bernie Sanders. I would never compare him to Thanos. It's so dumb. It's just no. It's not even close to reality.
No.
Thanos. Remember Thanos, who was fighting the Avengers?
You know, Thanos basically was Bernie. Thanos was a socialist. He thought, all right, there's finite resources in the universe, but what did he have to do to keep the whole thing going? He was going to have to kill half of the...
Yeah.
Anyone who acknowledges our finite resources on the planet apparently just want to kill half the people.
Well,
anyone.
You remember Bernie's platform of killing half of the animal species in the world? That's definitely a thing that Bernie said we need higher taxes on rich people, free college education, and killing half of everything.
Now, the thing is, though, does that also include like plant life and bacteria and is it just like brain-based life?
Well, I think they were going to just start with the white people and work down from there, I think. I don't know.
That's a very good
living
good
creatures in the universe.
What I keep describing as this is Thanos from the Avengers movies.
Does that sound like a Trump supporter to you?
Well, that's half Thanos. Thanos was the bad guy in the last 2 movies. What did Thanos want? Well, Thanos saw a universe that had finite resources. But what he had to do was murder a lot of people. and in many ways,
he just says the same words over and over. This is such a good clip. Just nothing there.
No.
Nothing there.
Like
just
a
vacant.
Fucking guppy fish.
Yeah.
I like talking about ideas.
He does. The high-level ideas of Bernie Sanders as Thanos, rather than just
big brain.
An old man from Vermont. Okay, Davy Poos. Lovely stuff.
Yes,
anyway.
Because acknowledgement of finite resources equals kill half of all life on the planet.
Definitely.
They're taught that in logic courses.
Well, that's why he wants to give healthcare to everyone, so that they can all be killed. Definitely.
Don't triangulate views, Kevin.
No.
Don't try to make it fit on the real world. It's fiction. Remember.
It is. Anyway, should we go to some bookmarks?
Oh no, I want to see another one.
Oh, another Dave Rubin clip. Okay. We've got, there was the top 10 Dave Rubin moments from 2020.
Sure.
Okay.
Kathy Ann, she's a filmmaker. She said Pence needs to stop mansplaining, dominating, and gaslighting the women tonight.
There's a lot there. You got my feelings on the mansplaining part of it, but the gaslighting is when, in effect, it's a phrase that sort of was born online because it's the idea that you go sort of so over the top
remotely
with your response to somebody that it burns down the whole house. So instead of making like a cogent point, if you're
But they literally put up the definition which I'll read because I know a lot of people listen to this in the background while like playing or whatever. So the Dave Rubin Clips channel has put gaslighting's definition on the screen. Quote, gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which a person or a group covertly sows seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or group, making them question their own memory, perception or judgment, often evoking in them cognitive dissonance and other changes, including low self-esteem.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just starts talking shit.
Yeah. I think he literally thinks gaslighting means they light
you
via
find
gas,
fire.
light a fire.
Yes.
So he's basically he doesn't know what the word means.
No.
He's taking a very literal gaslighting thing and put his own spin on it.
Made up.
Yeah, hoping to sound intelligent, which he isn't, either in fact or in perception. Yeah.
You're arguing with somebody, instead of making like just a sensible point, you gaslight them, meaning you just say something so crazy or so over the top that you just destroyed the whole thing. No. Does that seem like what quiet Mike Pence, who barely moves when he speaks and is respectful and nice and actually looked at her, did that seem
actually
like
looked at her? What?
I don't think so, Kat.
What did that have to do with it?
Well, not just that, but does Mother know that he looked at another woman?
Yes. Because, she kind of controls him. Yes. Wow. That was chef's kiss. That was
number 10.
More.
Think about it this way. These people that say, okay, you can have 8-month abortions. Doesn't matter why you want an 8-month abortion, you can have an 8-month abortion. Well, now, generally, those are the people who also will tell you that they're for gay people. Now, when science is able to actually identify the sexuality of a child, and now a Christian conservative, forget Christian conservative, and anyone says I found out that I'm 8 months pregnant.
Recalculate. Sorry.
Yeah.
Pause.
Oh, you said the silent bit loud, Dave.
My audience are bigoted.
No. So Dave's already said the people I am specifically pandering to want to murder me, but never mind.
Oops.
Child is gay, but I don't want a gay child. I should be allowed to have an abortion. The lefty's going to say yes. I don't know. They're going to have to pick. Am I for gay people or am I for abortion? So you have to confront them with these ethical dilemmas, and usually you'll watch their heads explode because they're not that good at thinking these things through.
Wow. That was quite something, wasn't it? That was Dave not being able to think anything through, while saying his own audience would have him aborted before he were born, and then blaming the left for that in a hypothetical science fiction future where they can tell what sexuality someone is before they've even been born, let alone going through puberty.
Right.
Brilliant,
wow.
Dave. You are
deep thoughts.
Yeah, big,
really high-level thoughts.
High-level thoughts, galactic-brained thoughts there from Mr. Rubin.
I dare make a pro-Trump comment. I don't know if I'm allowed.
I covered this on my show. Him and Michael Knowles, who's the other guy, talk through the amazing, seminal classic 1984 by George Orwell, which me and Hank did a thing on my channel, which I think is still up. I don't know. I might have privated it when I got fucking flagged or whatever. But anyway, and it's about Stalinism, right? The book, in essence. It's about the history of the Russian Revolution and Stalinism, told through the allegory of animals. And so you would expect them to bring up Stalin at some point, right? Because they accused everyone else. They've accused Joe Biden of being like Joe Stalin. They've accused AOC, Bernie, blah, blah, blah. So when they're actually tackling a book about Stalin, at no point in the 40-plus minute video they put out did they mention Stalin at all.
Oh, I don't think they read the Sparks notes or Cliff Notes guide to this book at all.
No.
Like no idea of the symbolism or the
Fucking
context.
idiots. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Well, certainly-
never trust it's from Russell. Stupid man's report of what a clever man says, because he has to translate what he hears into something he can understand.
Yeah. Indeed.
And
Be censored by the Ministry.
Go on, sorry.
like gaslighting.
Like gaslighting, yes.
Will certainly be censored by the Ministry of Truth on the internet.
Somebody's not going to be happy about this. But in many ways, when I was rereading it, I kept thinking, man, what they needed was a Trump.
Genius. The man's a genius. What the Big Brother needed was a second Big Brother.
Yes. High level thoughts, Kev.
High
People
level.
pay him for this. People pay him for this.
I mean, high level in the way that you'd have to be extremely high to give this any credence.
Yeah.
Really.
Hey. That's insulting to people who get high.
Well, when I say high, I mean like a speedball of heroin and crack and all sorts. You know, I'm not talking just. I mean, even someone who's just mashed could be like, "No, this is dumb, Dave. Shut up." Also,
That doesn't make sense, man.
also, if you got any chips, I am a little peckish. Whereas someone who's like cracked out on the street, like fucking going mental, shouting at pigeons, they might take his ideas seriously.
Yeah, man, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what was Trump, or what is Trump? He just sort of broke through all of this. If you're talking about how do you break the duopoly, how do you break the false choices, how do you break political correctness, all of these things, who has been the greatest breaker of those things? It's been Trump. So it's like, in a weird way, if the book had ended and there suddenly was this person who was just willing to do it for some very bizarre reason, and perhaps he was orange and had weird hair, like then I guess you see some hope, but you don't get the orange
I
hair.
hate to.
Wow. Yeah. All I'll say is, considering Trump's twisting of reality and turning on a dime on people, so that let's turn it into a Trumpian analogy with the book. We've always been at war with Jeff Sessions. We've never not been at war with Jeff Sessions.
I think what he was saying, because again, I had to translate it through my brain of understanding stuff, is that it's a good thing to try to break up the duopoly of power in democracy with fascism as a third party. Because I think that's what he said.
Dave Rubin doesn't really know what he means, so it's
okay.
it's sort of almost unfair to try and parse his words into some sort of sense.
Yeah. It's like a Rorschach test.
Yeah, basically.
You end up reading into it stuff. It's like when Sargon talks.
Yeah.
If you try to interpret it, you actually make it sound more intelligent than it actually was intended to be.
Yeah. Oh, well, this one's got Joe Rogan in it, so he's going to have two idiots. Brilliant.
Double. Oh my gosh, twofer.
Idiocy in stereo.
Oh, exponential.
Okay. Let's see. Happy birthday, Dave. Keep doing what you're doing. Love your show. Will you go on Joe Rogan's podcast? And will you have libertarian...
Sorry. Can you pause it? I just had an idea. He's got that thing with the match on his book. It says, "Don't burn this book." I was just picturing somebody to piss him off, getting a video of it and saying, "Hey, Dave," with a lighter and saying, "You said don't burn this book, so I'm not going to." Then flipping the lighter closed, dropping it on the ground, and pissing on it.
That's very good. Yeah.
And that's why I started laughing and I couldn't hear anything he said.
Okay. We'll go back slightly then.
I'm feeling like a little bit like I did last night during the dinosaur race. I'm a bit giddy.
Don't make me play Danzy again. Every time you play D&D, talk about D&D, Danzy comes back.
I don't know. There's some people in the chat who are going to start bringing it up because they like it. They like the release of the pain.
It puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the Danzy again. Okay?
Okay. Let's see. Happy birthday, Dave. Keep doing what you're doing. Love your show. Will you go on Joe Rogan's podcast? And will you have Libertarian presidential VP candidate on your show before the election? Will I go on Rogan's podcast? I asked him, and our PR people asked him about a bajillion times to go on for my book.
I begged.
He did not get a response as far as I know, so I don't know what happened there. It's a little weird for me to say that publicly. I don't know what happened.
Oh, Dave. Oh,
Hey,
Dave, what is wrong with you, sad bastard?
Yeah, why are you so thirsty, Dave?
Oh.
Seriously, there is a professional way to answer that question, which is I would be delighted to be on Joe Rogan's show. And if people want to see me on, I'd say tag him on Twitter, ask him to invite me on, because I'd love to go and we'll reach out to him. And you save your dignity.
Also, I mean, I like Dave Rubin's channel, Dave Rubin Clips channel, but I do have to say, Immersion, poor form.
Oh.
Poor form.
Oh. Yeah, no spell check on that.
I've never typed anything wrong in my videos, ever.
ever.
Dave, you're Jewish.
That's a great clip in of itself.
Yeah, identity politics.
Just fucking old racist Colonel Sanders over here going,
No.
Dave, you're Jewish.
No. What you need is all the times in the PragerU videos, especially if they have Dennis Prager, when he says identity politics or makes a disparaging comment and then intersperse it with that clip.
Yeah, exactly.
Over and over.
Well, they do all the time. They're going about like, I'm a black American, I'm a Jewish American. Every time they have like a token on, or a woman or something, it's always identity
just
politics.
edit their condemnation of, on video with them doing it on video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could do a great mashup of PragerU's arguing identity politics is bad. I've got black skin. Identity politics is bad. I'm wearing a menorah. Like, come on.
Not a menorah. They don't wear menorahs.
What is
yarmulke.
Yarmulke. Sorry, menorah. You could be wearing a menorah. It could be an art piece, Kristi.
I'm no expert at Judaism, but I get those things.
Well, neither am I. I'm not an expert at Judaism, Kristi. I am.
No, we know.
I'm still practicing. Hey.
Look, we're both disadvantaged because of our Catholic upbringing.
Exactly.
And,
yeah.
Understanding, an accurate understanding.
Exactly. Yeah. We've only just got over the whole blaming you for the death of Christ thing. So.
Oh, the Catholic Church fucking sucks. Yeah.
It's still my favourite thing ever. Well, not my favourite thing. It's disgusting. But my favourite bit of Catholic nonsense is they forgave the Beatles before they forgave all Jewish people.
Oh God. No. Yeah. Oh, it's so. Oh God. Oh,
they revoked the condemnation of the Beatles before literally forgiving Jewish people who weren't alive at the time for the crime of deicide.
Well, for not doing, and also for not doing a thing that they're accused of, which is handing him over. When Jesus was arrested by the Romans because his secret teaching, is if you look at Mark, it's in there. He thought he was the Messiah and he was going to be the king and rule in Jerusalem. And so they hauled him up. Basically, probably he never even went before Pilate.
Yeah.
He was just brought up on sedition, accused, convicted, and crucified, because that's what you did to traitors.
Yeah, killed like a common criminal. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway.
So, and they suck at history, the Catholic Church.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they just invent it. They just invent different bits. Like they pretend like, no, dear, gay people are fine now. They've always been fine, really. We just, we're not changing biblical teaching to suit the fact that we need to survive into the modern world. No, it's fine.
Right.
The Bible was always cool with gay people. It's fine.
Look, they'd been doing it with adultery since the tablets were written.
Anyway.
I feel, as I was listening to you for the first time,
it's Glenn Black.
I feel
thought it was
kind of
Dennis
like.
Prager.
Oh no, this is racist Colonel Sanders.
Okay, sorry. All those white guys look the same from the back.
How many white people have you been taking from the back? Have you been pegging? Notable conservative talk show host, Kristi?
That's your fantasy, Kev.
And if so, what does Sean Hannity look like in that way? Just asking.
Yeah, and why haven't you invited me? Right?
Exactly. I'll just sit in the corner and watch. It'll be fine. Don't make eye contact though; it makes it weird. Okay.
I bet a lot of Jews felt in Germany where you're like, but that's so crazy. They'd never do that. And you look back now and go, all of the signs were there. They were telling you what they were going to do. How did you miss it? Am I crazy for thinking that?
Yes.
What is he even comparing this to?
I think it was the Mercian conservatives, or even
Oh,
American.
Oh, like
yeah.
being a conservative in America
Yeah.
is like being a Jew in Nazi Germany.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed, one pope did have a harem. Actually, I think several were famous for using prostitutes as well, which is, again, not very biblical. But also, one pope who had died was put on trial by the next pope, who was his enemy during his life, and they dug up his corpse and put it on trial.
Didn't they do that with Cromwell? Or some of the people who convicted?
I can't remember.
I thought they did that with the people who voted to execute Charles.
Maybe.
Dug them up
I
and.
don't know. But
yeah.
I mean, it just seems odd, because what defence are you expecting the corpse to give? That doesn't seem like
clearly.
a fair trial to me.
Yeah, I don't think that was the purpose of the exercise.
Oh, so your silence only convicts you further? Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, he won't
Precisely.
even answer the questions. He's clearly guilty.
He knows he's done wrong.
Yeah. Exactly. And this was before the passing of the Fifth Amendment, so you couldn't do that. Couldn't pull that shit. You had to answer questions. Anyway.
I mean, but still, these comparisons are offensive. They're not just ridiculous or over the top or laughable. They are offensive in their inaccuracies, because the offenses to the people who did live in Nazi Germany, obviously.
Hang on, yeah. Sorry, Pope Formosus, yes. 1 second, I'm going to pick Rory Cats up. Come here.
All right. Kitty cam.
Come here, dickhead.
I have to watch it lagged because now I can just see the chat.
Right, I can't hear what you're saying, Kristi, for a second, because I need to...
I was saying that when I couldn't see, anything before. Oh, violent, sexy dancing, too.
Beautiful Rory Cats. What you doing?
It's the kitty
Fatty
cam.
belly. Look at this fatty belly.
Everything was okay until the head touch. Put the cat in your mouth. What is that nonsense?
I don't know. What? Put the cat in my mouth? Here we go. Right, hang on. 1 second, everyone. I'll get this on the screen for everyone. Oop. There we go. The Cadaver Synod, or the Cadaver Trial, is the name commonly given to the ecclesiastical trial of Pope Formosus, who had been dead for about 7 months in the Basilica of St. John Lateran in Rome during January 897. The trial was conducted by Pope Stephen VI, the successor to Formosus' successor, Pope Boniface VI. Stephen had Formosus' corpse exhumed and brought to the papal court for judgment.
So they had like 3 popes in 7 months?
It would appear so, yeah. Well, there was, like a lot of old Roman emperors, this is just an extension, basically. They would kill each other constantly.
Or die of old age.
Yeah. He accused Formosus of perjury and having acceded to the papacy illegally. At the end of the trial, Formosus was pronounced guilty and his papacy retroactively declared null.
Honestly, they didn't have to exhume him for that shit. Like, they could have went to his grave and just said it over it. It would have been the same.
Yeah. And there's a painting of it. Lovely.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they dressed it up as well. Nice. Good.
Like barbarous.
Yeah, really unbelievably evil.
The head of the religion. Yeah. I mean, if the Muslims had done something like this, you think we wouldn't hear about it?
Yeah. Yeah, look, often these brief papal reigns were the result of political machinations of local Roman factions. So basically they were slaughtering each other to try and get to the top of the greasy pole. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, good times, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so were we talking about Jews or something? I don't know.
Oh, he was doing an offensive comparison.
Someone was wearing a menorah?
Yes. All right.
Was someone wearing a synagogue? I'm just naming random Jewish things that people can't wear. Because I'm mocking myself for saying menorah.
Right. Is Dave Rubin going to bring this down?
Yes.
Intellectually?
Yeah.
Oh, how did I know it?
You know, it's one of those things where you start thinking it and you go, oh, could we really be there? And that's part of why it's so hard to think about it in a clear way. Could we really be there? And I actually think the answer is yes. If these people were to get the institutional power, they will do all of the things that they purport Trump to believe in and to do that he never does.
Pause.
God.
He starts off saying, this is a very, difficult thing to think about.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see, but the answer is yes.
Yeah. Also, isn't everything difficult for Dave to think about?
I think so. Yeah. I think that's what he was just like, his mouth was running because he was trying to figure out what the answer was going to be. And he just spoke some truth there. Like, I don't really think about that stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. Dave is like a...
How do I not embarrass Glenn Beck?
Yeah, anyway. Tolerance.
All right.
This next question is perhaps more insulting to you, but it's also meant to be an insult to me. I'll read it and explain what it means. And so I apologize for this comment, Dave. I think it's a shitty comment, but here we go.
Should I take a drink? I could do a spit take.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
Should I have it in my mouth?
Yeah, here we go. Please don't pull a Barron, he means Bishop Barron, and fail to at least hint at conversion, especially due to him being a sodomite.
Wow.
Why would you read that out on air?
He's talking to a fascist.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. His audience, I've seen other clips from this. I haven't seen the whole thing. But the guy's like, there was quite a lot of anti-Semitism involved. Really?
Yeah. You think?
Yeah.
All right. So he's got to make his audience happy by insulting his guests.
So it's cool. He's just read out a thing that says that you're a sodomite. Now, any self-respecting person, let alone a self-respecting gay person in this instance, would go, fuck you and fuck your audience, bye, bitch, or something. Or maybe even stay around and repeatedly abuse them until they get kicked out. Who knows? But
or make it an educational moment.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
There are various ways to go. How do we think spineless Dave Rube gets on with it?
Somehow acquiescing and finding a way to not disagree with the comment. Would that be
let me
a good
say
guess?
why I think that's a shitty thing to say.
Are you a sodomite?
Yeah, no. I love that you've been in the hot seat for so long now that this stuff doesn't bother you at all. It's like,
I suspect this person in their own belief system is probably a sinner, right?
Yep.
Like I don't, as long as this person is not doing something to try to legislate my life, or as long as you're not doing something to try to legislate my life.
They are, Dave. They're precisely doing that.
Yeah.
Well, then you're entitled to your opinions. What you may or may not think about my sexuality or something, it doesn't really mean that much to me. I mean that with all due
especially
respect.
if you say it like that.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, all right.
It's like someone comes up to you in the street and pokes their tongue out and runs away. You're like, not sure what to do with this, you know? Just scrolling through.
A lot of sodomite.
Yeah. There's a lot of anti-Semitism that I wasn't aware of until I said I was going to interview you. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Clueless.
Yeah, look at that. That's the face. That's the Dave Rubin. It's like Poker Face, but with a deadness inside. You know?
There is a sort of vacancy.
Yeah.
A vacuousness.
Yeah.
To the eyes.
Yeah.
For sure.
people are like, there's some assholes on the internet. Life is more about legislation. We want you to go to heaven. All right. Good. I'm glad. I'm sure Dave's glad that you want him to go to heaven.
Thank you.
Yeah, but they're saying you can't if you're a quote-unquote sodomite. So you're saying we want you to go to heaven, but you have to fundamentally deny who you are.
Right.
And and who God made you, according to their theological viewpoint. Ridiculous.
Got it.
And at no point did he defend himself or defend anything. He just went, "Oh, if you believe I'm an evil sodomite who's going to burn in the eternal pits of hell, cool."
As long as you don't try to do any legislation, which
they are, which they fundamentally are, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally 2 people in the Supreme Court, even though Dave is a married gay man, 2 Supreme Court judges have asked about the legality of gay marriage. They want to try and strip gay people of their right to marry. Dave.
Yep. Now what are you going to do? That happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be Roe v. Wade first.
Probably,
but then they're going to do other things as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, show us this phone. This old...
is Samsung makes it. I visited that company in Korea.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this one.
And it's ringing right now.
It is.
This is so adorable.
Hello?
He takes the fucking call. Like, oh, Larry, there's no need to flex on him like this. Like, everyone already knows this is beneath you. But
the thing is, like, if you had someone like Ellen or Oprah, or I don't know who does talk shows anymore because I don't live in America and haven't for almost decades, they would find a way to like play this off and make it really sweet and, you know, not at all awkward.
Yeah.
Because you're getting Larry King's interaction with his grandkid about something they both love, and you're seeing a different side of him. A side that he doesn't necessarily show when he's giving interviews about his, you know, career. And so that would be the way you should handle this bit. Because from what I remember, like the conversation with the grandkid is absolutely adorable.
It's not. It's about the Red Sox engaging in one of the worst trades in the history of baseball. So it's not cute. It's not cute at all.
Hey, Cannon, where are you? Oh,
look at Dave Rubin's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, he's offended.
Yeah, this was live streamed, by the way. This was live. This wasn't like Dave Rubin like could cut this bit out. So you've got 2 options. Right. You either try and play it off as like, oh, this is quite funny, or you go, Larry, get off the fucking phone, you prick. This is live. You have some professionalism. Those are your 2 options. And Dave Rubin just sits there. This is another equivalent of Dave Rubin's feckless nonsense when Candace Owens and Blair White were going at each other, and he's like, guys, and they were just totally ignoring him and shouting over each other.
Oh, the Creationist Cat video, that was so perfect.
Yeah,
it was so perfect.
Yeah, it's just like no one has any fucking respect for this man. And rightly so. He doesn't deserve respect. He's a fucking weirdo, shithouse liar. Yeah.
He's a sellout. Yeah.
Have a game
His
today.
His principle is money.
Yeah.
I got a list. You got a doubleheader this coming Saturday. How did you do?
This is so awkward.
Him. Like, no, I'm talking to my kid. Fuck off. Go away.
Your grandkid.
Oh, grandkid. Yeah, you know.
All right, Ken. When am I going to see you? Tonight I'm tied up. Tomorrow I got to do that. How about Thursday? How about Friday? Okay, I'll be there. I love you, Cannon.
Oh, thankfully they cut out the other bit. Okay.
Okay. Talk to you tomorrow. What? What? No, what? Today?
Oh, no, they did.
That's great. The Dodgers.
Oh, hang on, did they? I don't know.
They clipped part of it, looks like, some edits.
Bye. Well, folks, the Dodgers got Mookie Betts.
Yeah, they fucking did.
But this Trump win, it's a pushback on big tech. It's a pushback on mainstream media. Like all of you people who have consistently gotten everything wrong, you did it again. You got it wrong again. And you.
Oh, Dave, you little bitch. Oh, so Biden winning means it's a push forward for those things. The SJWs, the SJWs can just go around slaughtering white straight men now, can't we? I think. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, Thanos, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanos.
Yeah, Bernie's going to lead the charge. Yeah.
It's going to be all buffed out.
Losers. And now I'm going to do a little. This will be a little bit of a patting myself on my own back. You losers at the Lincoln Project, like you people who clearly can't maintain an erection, so that you then decide that you have to spend your life just being against one thing, this orange man. It's like, you guys got to go away now. And Chris Hayes, that little dork on MSNBC, Trump and the right, we're not going to do that.
He's so
we're not going
bitter.
to do that. But that doesn't mean we can't mock you guys and or at least ignore you guys. Like all of you people who've gotten everything wrong. Bill Kristol, you've gotten everything wrong. David Frum, you've gotten everything wrong. You guys got to go away now. But all of these people who
So the Trump people have got to go away. Yeah, I quite agree, Dave.
Bye, Dave. Bye.
Yeah.
Was it 23 days left or something?
Yeah.
just
Or
got
19?
everything
19 now, yeah.
wrong, who have refused to see the world as it is and could only see the world as they wanted it to be. It's like, no. And the pollsters, you guys got everything wrong. How is it? I am one guy. I sit here. My producer, Michael, is in the room. It's a small room. It's about, 12 feet by 12 feet. I got my dog at my feet. I got Michael here, and we write out a couple things, and then I do this show. And for some...
Yeah, it shows, Dave. It shows how little preparation you do. Definitely shows in the outcome, yes.
Yeah. Even the candor has too much gap in the top of his head.
No, that's just his forehead.
No, I mean the space above it.
I'm joking, Kristi. No, he's got to get the basketball then, and the bottom of whatever this fake award
right.
is.
Yeah, because that's worth it.
Yeah,
that awkward YouTube frame.
Also, is that plant fallen over?
It looks like it, doesn't it? It's not like it's supposed to grow that way. It looks like it's tipped over.
Or either that, or the Indian Ocean is growing a plant out of it upward.
Yes, it might be an alien invasion.
Could be. Yeah.
For some reason, what I've been able to do makes a lot more sense to a lot more people than the nonsense that's coming out of mainstream media.
It doesn't, Dave. It doesn't.
Is he going away now?
Well, I hope so, but I suspect not. Have you ever seen a science fiction film? There are evil scientists out there. Okay. That's in quotation marks. I can't wait to see what the fuck this is.
If we're going to say trust the scientists, which is a silly notion, right? There's a lot of evil scientists out there. There's a lot of bad guy scientists out there. Have you ever seen a science fiction movie? I mean, not every scientist is right about everything. And by the way, you know what happens in science? You're not...
Fucking what? Does he not know the difference between fiction and reality?
Well, clearly not, no. But even regardless of that, Dave, no one's saying trust a scientist. A scientist can be evil. We're saying trust the science. So if it's gone through a peer review process, lots and lots of them, unless you're claiming all scientists are evil, generally speaking, they know what they're doing, and they'll come to some sort of reasonable, at least best to our knowledge claim at the end of the process.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Most of our knowledge comes to us not from directly experiencing it, but by accepting the word of authorities.
Yeah.
We don't go out and look at the evidence of everything. I don't understand how gravity exists. I accept it exists because people who do understand it can explain it. And that's good enough for me.
It's the invisible pixies drag us back to the earth.
Yes.
That's how it works.
So when they're saying, if you don't trust the scientists, fine, then go look at the evidence.
Yeah. Also, if you don't trust the scientists, why are you using lights, Dave? Why are you using a camera and the internet?
Those darn scientists, there's some evil ones in movies, so it lets us know in the real world.
And when you have a heart attack, don't go into the hospital, because they're using science.
Because, Dr. No, the, Earth equivalent of Dr. No's are running around. That's how we live our lives, just like superhero movies, from crisis to crisis.
Yeah, Dave is, of course, Dr. No fucking brains. Yeah.
You're not going to believe this, guys. There are often discoveries that then get debunked by things after that as we get finer instruments.
By other scientists.
Yeah, by other scientists doing science. And that's doesn't that show, Dave, that that's good? That science works because it corrects itself?
Yes, it's self-correcting.
Yeah. Like not a single person, especially scientists, would say this is the absolute truth. Everything in this is perfect. No scientist would say this could never be debunked. In fact, one of the whole points of doing science is that it is debunkable. If this happens, then the theory I have is incorrect. Right? That's how that works. It has to be falsifiable, literally.
Correct.
Otherwise, it's not fucking science, you twat. Anyway.
Yep. Well, that's my view, definitely.
Yeah.
And the consensus view of people who are doing the science.
Yeah, scientists. But we can't trust scientists because some of them are evil. Oh, it's Dave, you're brilliant. You've unravelled it all. It's genius.
Some might be evil, so don't trust them in real life.
Yeah. Rest of it. Science is often in the business of debunking science. That's the beautiful thing, you know. So
what the fuck are you talking about? Don't trust the science because science debunks itself, which is the good bit about science. You're a fucking lunatic. That's just dribble. That's like shit dribbling out of your ears, Dave. What are you talking about?
I just want those last 3 lines in a T-shirt with his name for the quotes.
Make it happen, people. The internet is an incredible thing. Send Kristi that T-shirt. It needs to happen. Dave shares his highest level idea yet. This is number 1. Actually, I don't know if this is in any order or just a general top 10.
Yeah, sorry. I'm still sort of savoring that Dave Rubin refutes himself in under 3 sentences. Or under 4 sentences.
That's because he's the true scientist, Kristi. He's a scientist of what? He's a scientist of the mind, okay?
Yes. A doctor of
high-level ideas.
Don't doctor no ideas. Yeah. Very good.
Does he end up signing bills that increase the debt and the rest of it? Yeah, because the whole system is out of whack. There's no money left, and yet we keep, more stimulus. We have literally no money.
How much debt are we in right now?
Trillions and trillions of dollars, and it's going up. I think we just signed another $2.2 trillion stimulus. It's like the number. How do we get out? Well, I hate to tell you.
Are we ever going to get out of this? Or is it just you go bankrupt and you say start again?
Can I whisper how we get out? I mean, it's called war. The sad truth is it seems to me that we're in an almost unavoidable conflict with China now. They have so much of our debt that we know we can never pay it back. There's nothing, like short of like some sci-fi, we find a planet somewhere that has unobtainium like in Avatar and we mine it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh my God, dude.
Everything's a science fiction movie.
It's his, why would that be your frame of reference for politics?
Because he's an idiot. Him and Tim Pool are fucking morons. There's no point trying to read any more into it. They are just cretins.
I don't think like this.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would it's the why of it, let alone the how. You know, to go on this riff about unobtainium in the.
Yeah.
And while you're explaining why that might keep us out of a war with China.
Yeah. And the way we get out of it, let's start a war with China. You are, Jade, you are wrong in the head. You are broken in a fascinating way.
As if going to, because yes, America does owe I don't know if it's the Chinese government or interest in China or whoever does the lending there. It's probably the government. Like billions, but going to war with them isn't going to change the financial situation.
No.
What are we going to do? Go there and force them to say we don't have to pay?
Well, no, just start a war and then go, oh, we don't have to pay you now. Well, why start the war? What?
Yeah, but then the U.S. credit rating still sinks.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it defaulted on its payments, and then that starts an economic crisis, which the war was supposed to stop.
Are you suggesting that Dave Rubin does not have a fine grasp of international economics?
Perhaps.
Because I'm going to put it out there. Dave Rubin is one of the finest macroeconomic brains of the universe.
Yeah. He was actually considered for that fake economics version of a Nobel Prize they like to give themselves.
Yeah, he was. He got the Bay of Pigs Award for economics.
Yeah, that's me throwing shade at the econometricians, by the way.
Yeah.
Because they like to think they're a natural science. They're a bit hoity-toity. No, it's true. There's there's a sort of materialism to economics where they like to think of themselves as a science, and that's why they created another Nobel Prize, but not the actual Nobel Prize, because those go to the natural sciences. So it's just, I think it's very funny. Okay. All right, that was it. That was my geek sort of in joke for myself.
Chinese here, although we would get in a war over who's going to get there first. Like, there are debtors, and we've got more weapons than our debtors right now. That's I mean, talk about a mafia move. It's like, we sort of know, we can keep borrowing from them because we got all the nukes, and they've got some stuff, but we've got bases everywhere. It's a seriously depressing, unpleasant thing to think.
They got more people, can't they just create more weapons and have more money?
They got more people. I suspect they're probably cloning people too. That's a whole other thing. I mean, we know we can clone dogs, and you can clone sheep, or we can all that kind of stuff. And it's like, if we can clone dogs right now, which there's commercial cloning of dogs happening right now.
China are cloning people. It's not just that there are lots of people and they're fucking and creating little people the way that normally happens. No.
Yeah.
The Chinese government are cloning people. Is that also... is this in the line we know... Oh, God, that racist prick who was going about the Chinese looking alike. Is that because they're literally all the same person? They're just the clones of the same person. All Chinese people are one person. Big level, high-level ideas, though.
If I was drinking a glass of anything, water is what I have in front of me, it would be sprayed everywhere because I can't believe he said they're cloning people.
They're cloning Mao. There's 1.6 billion Maos in China right now, which is a lot of Maos. I think the Maos per square mile in China is off the fucking charts right now.